The SA-805 is one of the manliest weapons in Call of Duty history, and one of the ones that will most definitely be forgotten in Call of Duty history, because its name is composed of mostly numbers and symbols. This is actually a pretty solid gun, however, and we're about to look into it on this episode of Ghost in Analysis. The iron sight on the SA-805 is highly developed, and as you can see, it resembles something like the light machine guns from the olden games. However, sometimes the actual outside ridges of the sight can make it hard for you to discover enemies that are well hidden, and that kind of messes me up on a lot of my kills that you see here. I have to actually work and practice at discovering enemies through the iron sight. Other than that, the damage and the welterweightness of the gun makes it perfect for close quarter combat, and I recommend it to anyone. If I told you not to hip fire with this weapon, I would be depriving you of a great joy. But seriously though, it is really fun to hip fire with this gun. Very accurate, probably the most accurate hip firing assault rifle I've used so far in the game, from a respectable distance. So the only disadvantage that I've seen so far with this gun is its long-range shooting capabilities. The iron sight kind of gets away, as I've stated before, and the damage isn't very high at a distance, so we'll have to compensate for that whenever we make up the class. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our class setup here. We have the SA-805, and what we're doing is we're leaving the iron sight on there because the iron sight is pretty good, as said before, and we really don't need to go through changing that. We need to put the grip on there so we can have more control for things shot over a distance, because we really want to do most damage at a distance. Because, you know, like I said, the iron sight is a little bit, it's a little bit iffy sometimes. That's why we put the muzzle brake on there, so we can increase damage at a long range, and we can put even more damage on the gun. Secondary doesn't really matter, but I recommend the M9A1 because it's a really heavy pistol. I akimboed mine, just in case I'm going to need that extra backup when it's time to reload. For the lethal, I use a C4 because it is hilarious. And for the tactical, I use a concussion. As far as the perks, which is the most important part, you will need Marathon for unlimited sprint for this. This is a running gun class with a big gun. So if you really want to take advantage of this, you need to be lightweight in some kind of way. Quick draw makes you have faster aiming, which is perfect because you need to aim a lot faster. You can have an additional tactical equipment, that's always nice. And fully loaded, make sure that you have the maximum ammo capacity, which means this can be a future pub stomping class setup. I wouldn't doubt it, and you really need to take advantage of that.
The SA-805 assault setup is great for those of you who don't give a flip about stealth and just want to put subordinate players in their place. It receives a final score of 80% with deductions in iron sight and range lethality. Its pros include accuracy and handling. The best part of laser setup is that it makes the gun more accurate and more lethal at a distance, and you have a load of ammo to use with it.